That's fine. Just wait for you. Okay. All right, everybody, it's 5:31. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Just to do a roll call, we do have a quorum of the board present. We're just missing Commissioner Beach. And we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on the agenda, we're going to do approval of the meeting minutes from February 10th, 2026. The minutes have been distributed in the agenda packet prior to the meeting for your review. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Okay. Motion to approve the minutes. Anybody?
I'll move to approve the minutes as written from February 10th, 2026 Recreation Board meeting.
Thank you. Do we have a second? John. Okay. It's been moved by Board Member Klein and seconded by Board Member Norton that we approve the minutes as written from the February 10, 2026 Recreation Board meeting. I will now call for a vote. And if you didn't attend, just hit abstain, I guess.
I think I did. It's the green one, isn't it?
Yeah, should be. No, I think press it here.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're all in. It passed 7-1. Thank you. And then next up on the agenda is the AYBA presentation by Spencer. Hello.
Hello.
As you can see, this is my first time.
That's all good.
No, you're a pro.
We lost our screens.
Morgan's setting me up here.
I was charging you.
There you go. Thank you. Everybody see the screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. So like I said, I've been at AYBA. My son's been there probably for 5 years now. And I joined the board last year. I just became this past season in charge of rec ball. So I'm vice president right below Matt Pringle as president. So he wanted me to come here and show you exactly what we have. And we're going to go through pretty much the whole last year that we had and some updates of what we have coming up. So as of right now, we are one of the largest youth baseball organizations in North Metro Atlanta. We're serving over 1,468 players. That's across recreational and travel programs. We are a volunteer-driven organization focused on development, sportsmanship, and community. We do like to win, but the main goal are those three that we have a mission for. The proud partner with the city of Alpharetta in delivering youth athletics here within the city. In 2025, a participation snapshot that we had, like I said, 1,468 players. Out of that, 87% were residents. 13% were non-residents. And AYBA continues to be one of the most utilized youth programs at Wills Park and Webb Bridge. We are using both facilities pretty much every night of the week. Now going by season, every season is different and it changes as we keep going. We are one of the only ones that still do summer rec ball, which is great because we pull people in from out of the city. But fall rec is more of our development season, and spring rec is our most competitive. And then summer rec, we have declined in summer due to people doing tournaments and travel ball instead of the rec ball. And our spring travel has actually grown as of right now. As you can see in 2024 compared to 2025, participation has declined, There's multiple reasons for that I'll go through, but we are dropping, as of right now, we are down about 328 kids in comparison to 2024. That is throughout all age groups. What the participation trends tell us. Traditional recreational participation faces regional pressures. Travel participation continues to grow significantly. That's not just travel ball. Travel ball, when I grew up, was a lot different. I grew up right here, I played at Wills Park. It's a lot different now. Now it's what we call tournament ball. You don't have to be the best team in the county or in the city. You can, if you want to go start a team right now with your kid, you can go start a team. So there's no guidelines really. So a lot of parents are just taking kids and starting their own team and leaving rec ball to just play tournaments throughout the whole year. AYBA, we continue to serve a large base of the Alpharetta families. The facility availability remains critical to sustaining youth sports participation. Compared to other parks, we do have some of the best fields, but we also have a great deal of being able to use the fields and make up practices, make up games due to rainouts. A lot of the local parks close to us are starting to change and go to turf fields, which right now it's going to come up in a little bit, but we are going to be turfing Field 5. But OC, Roswell's talking about doing a couple, Hopewell's talking about doing some, Sharon Springs, they're doing a huge development at their park right now, and most everybody's going to turf so they don't have rainouts. Some of the highlights we had in 2025. We did the polar plunge, and we actually raised $3,000. This is something special to me. We raised it for sponsorships and program improvements. So a lot of the scholarships that we give to underprivileged children who the parents can't afford. We pay for their enrollment into the rec league, but we also pay for their glove, their bat, their uniform, everything else. And we usually average per season, spring, summer, rec, fall, usually 3 to 4 kids per season. We're paying for the stuff for them. That way, at least they can just be part of the community. 3 AYBA All-Star teams captured the Braves Country State Championship. My son's team, the 9U, we won a state championship. The 11U won, and also the 12U age groups. We all won and represented Alpharetta, the banner across our chest, and we all represented very well. Expanded partnerships with Alpharetta High School and the local baseball community. We do have feeder teams going into Alpharetta High School, and we've been talking to a couple other high schools trying to get feeder teams with them as well. But throughout it all, we continue strong volunteer engagement across the whole program. Our strengths, outstanding baseball facilities at Wills Park and Webb Bridge Park, a strong reputation throughout North Metro baseball, development-focused coaching philosophy. We have a lot of volunteer dads, and of course you have YouTube, but it doesn't teach the right things. So we actually have professional coaches come out, some from the Braves organization, some from Braves Country, but also from our travel team that we're partnered with, come out and teach our coaches, not just the kids. So make sure the kids get quality coaching from that as well. We do have the development-focused coaching philosophy, which I just described. One of the few remaining summer recreational baseball leagues in the region. Dedicated volunteers and coaches supporting the program. As I said, travel baseball continues to attract players at younger ages. I don't know if it really attracts the kids as much as it attracts the parents. And that's where the problem lies, to be honest with you. We are trying to express to the parents, just because you go doesn't mean it's going to be better for the kid. And we keep constantly trying to express that. We've had many or retired, I should say, MLB players come and talk to our parents and explain to them the rec system is the way to go and to stay in. Until your kid is the number 1 or 2 player in their age group, it's best to stay within the rec and to get that growth. Competition from other youth sports is another one. So lacrosse has gotten really big. Never really had to compete with that, but a lot of kids are leaving baseball to go play lacrosse right now. And soccer also. My kid goes to Valor, and Ambush uses our fields, and a lot of kids are starting to go with Ambush and other ones, which we can't complain about because it's all right here in the city. But it is taking some away from baseball. The non-resident participation limitations from surrounding municipalities. So Roswell, Milton, a lot of people are staying right there at Hopewell and Roswell Park, of course. And then families increasingly expecting higher levels of training and competition. They think because they go travel, they're going to get a higher grade of coaching, like I said, or competition. What they say, iron sharpens iron. which is true to a point. But a lot of those, your kids not playing a lot and getting as many reps, so to say, as they would be with us. We did do a survey within our family community, and in the surveys, we asked certain things of what they liked and what they disliked, and to grade it on a 1 through 5 scale. And as you can see, skill development, fairness, communication, sportsmanship, and enjoyment. So those are the scores on average that we got back from the families. Not everybody gave a score back or did the survey, but we probably had right around 35% of people who did the survey for us, is what that is. Community engagement. AYBA Facebook community, we have been pushing our social media, and right now we have 2,200 followers. We have a brand new website platform, improved registration and communication. Communication has been a problem in the past, and we have revamped our communication skills using different platforms to be able to do that. Strong engagement between families, volunteers, and the Alpharetta community. We are constantly doing events and doing things within the baseball families to get everybody together and create that old family values and family community back within. Facility investment priority. As I said, we have a proposed project right now for artificial turf installation on Field 5. Field 5 is one of our worst fields about flooding. It's the one that we all know automatically just gets, one little shower and it's going to be canceled all games on that field. That is the age groups of 7 and 8-year-olds. So every time it rains, we're having to postpone and we'll have to make up those games. So turf would be exceptional to have on there. Morgan's been working with that with us as well. It increases field durability, creates more playable days during weather events, allows more games and practices to be scheduled, supports tournament hosting opportunities, strengthens Alpharetta's reputation as a premier youth baseball destination. Now, as we said in the All-Star success, our 9U Braves country baseball state champions, 11U, 12U, the 12U actually won the state champion, and they were the runner-up in the whole Southeast. Great team. So they actually, all but one player on that team moved on to our feeder team for Alpharetta. And so it's good to see those kids sticking with it. The 9U team, we lost 2 players out of 12 that went to travel. The other 10 are still playing on the team for this summer. When you look at this, to us, it's not just numbers. A lot of our teams play in the same tournaments. And it's really fun to see the community because the 12-year-olds will be playing first, so to say. When they get done in between their games, because you'll have 2-3 hours in between the games, they'll come and cheer on our 9-year-olds. They'll be in the dugout cheering them on and stuff. Afterwards, our 9-year-olds will go cheer on the 12. Both of them will go cheer on. So everybody's cheering together. And we've had Murphy Candler, we've had Norcross, we've had many other parks come to us and say they wish they had the same thing, the feeling and the stuff that we have at Wills Park, which is great to hear. Our partnership is with Georgia Bombers. Georgia Bombers, if you don't know, they own the Grand Slam up in Johns Creek. We also have one in Alpharetta, indoor facilities for batting cages. And they run their Georgia Bombers travel team out of that. We do have a partnership with them. They give us stuff on one where they do the training. They also supply, but we let them use our fields, scheduled fields for practice, and they use our insurance. That's the partnership that we have with them. It's continued collaboration with Georgia Bombers Baseball Club, shared focus on player development, discipline, and character, and it provides a pathway for players advancing beyond recreational baseball. So those couple that really deserve to go travel, it keeps them in the city of Alpharetta instead of going and playing travel ball wherever. They just find somewhere to go, is the way we look at it. Our travel program highlights, this is through the Bombers. 13 players with college commitments from the class of 2025, multiple perfect game tournament championships, championship teams across 12U through 17U levels, continued partnership with Alpharetta High School feeder programs. One thing I want to bring up, a lot of people don't know, in tournament ball or travel ball, it is changing a lot. 6-year-olds are starting travel ball. They're still wearing Velcro cleats, but they're doing travel ball where they practice 3 days a week and play 2 or 3 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. So the dynamics of baseball is completely changing. Where before it used to be you had to be 11 or 12 before you even started travel ball. So the whole program of baseball is changing as we sit here and as we go through it. But we are doing everything we can at AYBA to keep people involved and keep people here at the city and here at our parks. So with that, I would like to say we appreciate the continued partnership with you all here at the City of Alpharetta. Special thanks to the Parks and Recreation team for maintaining exceptional facilities. You all have a great maintenance crew at Webb and at Wills. We know them very well. They're always willing to do whatever they can to make it better for the kids. And together, we're going to continue providing outstanding youth baseball opportunities for our community. Last, I'd like to say Barry Pike, Joy Cornista, Nate Han, Ruby Flynn, Kurt Kirby, Matt Casey, Christine Young, and Morgan Rogers, always have given us their continued support. We greatly appreciate every single one of them. We also really appreciate all of y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, can we, thank you for coming and presenting. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, just a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that travel ball is cutting into the league play? The better kids are playing travel ball in most cases, and the younger kids are the ones that are not quite as talented, so to speak.
That's
Does
correct.
that cut into that a lot? And secondly, just an opinion by you, are they overplaying these kids?
So-
I have no opinion on it. That's just
Yeah.
from somebody that's watched it play.
I understand. So I have a 10-year-old son and I have a 6-year-old son. And both of them play soccer. Both of them play baseball. Neither one will play travel ball until they get older, is the way I look at it. They still dig holes in my yard looking for gold and dinosaur bones. They're living the way kids should live it, in my opinion. Yes, on both. The kids who deserve to go, there would be half the amount of travel teams that there are now. A lot of it's the parents just love the tournament environment, love being out there. The kids like it because they're playing the whole time and it's a tournament. They're getting rings. They're getting all these cool things. So a lot of kids are playing that should not be, so to say. They should be in the rec, getting the reps just to get better, but also learning how to be a good human being and getting the other aspects of life through baseball. When it comes to burning out the kids and using them too much, 100%. I've seen kids at 10-years-old throwing 108 pitches. Our limit is 65. This past summer, I saw 2 kids at 12 years old, 1 kid at 11, already have Tommy John surgery. So 100%, yes, sir.
I saw a 12-year-old stand there watching, and he'd finished his 144th game
Yeah, that's right.
for that year.
Yep.
For a 12-year-old, that's just a little bit much, but that's my opinion, so.
No, you're exactly right. And we played, so our team, we played a couple of travel teams in the summer. We limit our tournaments to 5 during the summer. You're guaranteed 3 games. That's a total of 15 games. So we might play, if we win a tournament, we might end up playing maybe 20 for the whole summer. That's through 2 months. Whereas other teams, they might play 24 tournaments. And so, yes, it's a drastic difference, but I've heard coaches say, it'll be okay. There's kids now getting Tommy John surgeries and nothing wrong with them, knowing that it's going to come, so they just go ahead and get it done ahead of time, which is unreal.
Appreciate what you guys do. I just,
Thank you.
It's amazing to watch how you guys set that thing up and make it work like clockwork. So,
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Norton.
appreciate the work you guys do.
Thank you very much. We couldn't do it without y'all.
Board Member Rand?
So I have a couple questions.
Yes,
First,
ma'am.
I haven't heard anything about baseball in a while, but there was no mention of a Dizzy Dean. What happened to Dizzy?
So Dizzy Dean, excuse me, about 2 years ago, Dizzy Dean got to the point where they were letting everybody play in the tournament. They're letting everybody play in the association where it used to be seclusive for rec parks, and they were letting the travel teams come in and play, is what was happening for more revenue and for more benefits to them. We didn't like that idea, so Braves Country, which is part of the Braves organization, they actually came in and said, no travel teams can play in our organization. It's going to be for what we call rec ball or for local youth parks. And they said, if you're a travel team, you're not allowed to play in our tournaments anymore. It's just strictly for rec. But they are the same concept as Dizzy Dean. And so what we did is we got rid of Dizzy Dean, disjoined them, and we joined Braves Country. So now our partnership is with the Braves organization here in Atlanta, but also all the way through their tournaments, and everything is strictly through the rec parks. I think right now they have 3 different states that are part of it, over 300 teams. So we're getting the good tournaments without having to play the tournament teams, but still have the idea and the concept of a tournament style with quality teams that are the same style we are.
Webbridge versus Wills Park, how How are you playing that with the parents? How are they doing with, do people, if you're a web bridge, well, how do you manage having two locations? That's kind of,
So it differs for everybody. We have, majority of people are going to live right on this side, right by Wills Park. Myself, my son goes to Valor, so I live right by Webb. I love Webb Bridge. It's a good convenience. So our travel team mostly is practicing over at Webb Bridge. Most of our rec teams play Wills. However, depending on how many teams we have, we will split it up. Normally, it's not a problem because we'll do 2 games at Wills, 2 games at Webb. We try the person who schedules is Kristen Shepard, and she does a great job by splitting it up where not all your games are at Wills, not all your games are at Webb Bridge, but giving it good. We do have some parents, due to traffic, more during the week for practices than on Saturdays or, for games. But for the most part, everybody's happy because it's not about the drive there, it's the experience they have while they're there. And so it's been going good so far.
I got one more.
Yes, ma'am.
You said that Field 5 is getting turfed, so you can perhaps have more tournaments. How many tournaments do you host now? And what, and how many more do you want?
So right now, personally, AYBA, we don't host any. It goes through the city. However, like turfing the field, we are responsible for putting up revenue for half to turf the field and put up our share, so to say. We're very limited on the income and revenue that we can bring in other than just what we're charging people to join our league. By being able to host tournaments, it would be a great revenue source for us to be able to do more facilities workup, so to say, or better facilities and help pay for those things for the city itself. Right now, the Braves country through the city is doing 1 or 2 tournaments every year, and that's it. However, they offer, I think right now they have 7 tournaments throughout the whole year, and I was told if everything was available and they could use our parks, that they would host all 7 here at Wills Park or at Webb Bridge. So the opportunities, I wouldn't do all 7, but that's too much. If we could have 3 or 4 throughout, spaced out through spring all the way to the beginning of fall, that would be the best deal in my mind, because that gives you a good amount of revenue, but also it doesn't kill the fields either, because if you have too much play, the maintenance crews are going to quit, so you have to think about that. My pleasure. Thank you.
I have a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Regarding your rec league, is it 6 to 8U is the youngest age group?
The youngest is 4 to 5. That's a T-ball league.
Okay. I know OC is an example for their 6 to 8U. They have like a minor league, American League, National League based on skill level. Do you guys do that, or do you mix up the skill levels?
It's funny you say that because this is our first season. The only one that we're doing, and we base it on how many kids are registered. Our 9U and 10U is combined because it's first year kid pitch for 9U. So we combine the age groups, and this is the first time we've done a major minor. Okay. And that is the only age group we've done it in. We are talking about it's been very successful. Any age group that we have less than 100, we will not do it. Okay. And the reason why is because if you have too many in a major, you kind of displace the bottom.
Okay. And then my other question, I know a lot of these teams, like in terms of the travel piece, will meet up and, you'll see a Roswell or OC.
That's right.
But have you thought about doing maybe some sort of like rec tournament or exhibition to get the cities together, and that might create some opportunities to, not poach, if you will, but like encourage people to maybe try other programs? Technically, we're closer to OC, so that's where we've been playing, but we did do a summer at AYBA and liked it. It's just hard to get to, but, if there was an opportunity, that's not to say we wouldn't come back type of thing. So.
No, it's a great question. And we've actually talked to Ryan Lay, who's over at Hopewell. We've talked to people at OC, Norcross, and Sandy Plains. All of them want to start hosting tournaments together. We call them round robins. But during the season and after season, all the groups will come together, either their park, our park, kind of share back and forth and be able to do that, exactly what you're talking about. So we're in the process of, we used to have what's called a select league, and that went away because Braves Country considered that travel ball. And so now we're trying to bring back the same concept, but in a different way, to bring back the community of Milton versus Roswell, Roswell versus Alpharetta, Alpharetta versus OC, but we're all tied together in a way. And so we are on the process of working on that. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any more questions? Well, Spencer, appreciate your time. Thank you for coming.
Did I pass? I pass okay?
Yeah.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to go on to staff presentations. I believe we're starting with the Community Agriculture and Sustainability Division monthly report. You tell Morgan to go?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Nice to see you all. So my division report is brief this month. This weekend that just happened was the garden fair. So it was great to see a couple of your faces there. And I wanted to give you, when this report was typed up, obviously it hadn't happened yet, so we didn't have total numbers, but I do. We're really excited that we have exceeded $9,000 in sales. We've then moved all the plants from the plant sale to our self-serve plant sale, which is at Old Rucker Farm, and that will continue probably till the end of next week. It will happen at the same time, but in different locations of the park as our growers pickup, which starts on Saturday. So I'm hoping that we will exceed, I fully expect us to exceed $10,000 in sales for our plant sale, which would be wonderful. 100% of that money is going to go into our capital fund to go toward the eventual renovation of the house at Old Rucker into a community center. And while we're on the topic of fundraising and money that's been generating, wanted to share, I think I've shared with you before that we are a referral affiliate for the Soil Cube, the big yellow bag that many of you get. And you might have seen it in our email that if you order a big yellow bag using the Old Rucker Farm 2026 code, you get $5 off. But what you might not have noticed is that we get a percentage of each one of those sales. And so, so far, as of today, the total amount in 2026 that we'll be receiving is $4,487 for doing nothing but saying, this is a great soil for in your garden. So that's been a really wonderful source of simple income, simple revenue to go towards the renovation of the house at the farm. And while we're also on that topic, the other thing that I wanted to share that's not in the report is that as we've been looking for various different ways to supplement and reduce the overall cost of that project, that central project, we applied for a match program with the Atlanta Life Cycle Building Center, which is a nonprofit that deconstructs houses or commercial structures if someone is doing a renovation. So let's say if you were renovating your kitchen and you had usable cabinets, they will send people out to your home, deconstruct your kitchen cabinets, take them, and then resell them. It's wonderful because if you are doing a project, maybe you need cabinets in your garage, you can go get someone's old kitchen cabinets. Well, they also match nonprofits with those materials at fully no cost. So we applied for that, hoping that we would, maybe receive something. And we've we had an interview with them, they did a site visit, and we are receiving anything that we need. They said anything that you need. That could be from electrical wiring, drywall, mud, paint, tile, lighting. So that's really wonderful because that's also not a cash contribution, but it's certainly a large in-kind contribution. So I share all of this with you because I think that we are moving towards making some real concrete progress with that. In terms of the administration side of that project, we are in the process of updating the architectural plans for that project. So then we can seek new bids on getting that done, and I'm really hoping, Morgan and I were just chatting about it, hoping that before the end of this calendar year we have some physical progress made on that project. So keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Our school garden support program, last time that we talked, I said we had 9 schools. We had the applications were open, and we've had 3 new schools have been added. So we're really happy about that. We will keep the 9 that we have, but now we've added 3 more, so now we're up to 12. These are just the schools that have gardens and will be receiving up to 700 seedlings from us each school year for their garden. And so we're really excited to bring that number up to 12. And now it brings our total schools that we have partnerships with to 18. We've also added a second HOA, which in similar style receives plants and seeds 3 times a year, very similar to our home growers program. So now we have the Windward HOA, which has a 48-bed community garden in the Windward community. And we've also added the Gathering, which is a new community on Haynes Bridge and Westside Parkway. If you're in our grower program, or if you're not, just so you know, our summer plant distribution starts on Saturday, so that's all the big hitters. Tomatoes, eggplant, okra, peppers, lots of really unique heirloom peppers, and lots of really unique and interesting heirloom tomatoes. Our summer camp program, we still only offer 1 half-day summer camp, but this is the first year that we are sold out all 4 weeks prior to camp starting. So we sold out last year, but it sold out as we went through the month of June. We are sold out all 4 weeks. So I'm really hopeful that next year we're able to offer either an all-day camp or offer a second camp, because I think that's really telling. That really says that this is a valued program in our community. And the last thing that I wanted to share, I know I've mentioned this a few times, the experiment that we were kind of trying out with, instead of adding maintenance staff to our team, adding someone who could host additional volunteers at the farm. We did that, and it's working really, really well. So we had 3 volunteer days a week that Kristen was able to manage. And now with adding MJ to our team, we have 5, sometimes 6. This week we'll have 6 volunteer days in this week, and it's been tremendous. We have them at different times of day, Monday through Saturday, more often Monday through Friday, but this week we have a Saturday day. And it gives people different opportunities, either 8 to 10, 12 to 2, or 1 to 3. So it's great because people come out at a time that works best for them. So the experiment's going well so far. So in lieu of hiring a part-time person to come out and just help us maintain things, like keep weeds in place. So it was like we could have 1 person working 30 hours a week doing that, or we could have 1 person working 30 hours a week managing 100 volunteers every week. And so the experiment was to see if we could try this, and it so far seems to be working really, really well. We're seeing a lot of new faces. We're seeing them come back. So far, so good. Any questions?
I was curious any fundraising for the house. How close are you to your goal?
Well, that's a great question, and we won't know what our goal is until we get this. As I mentioned, we're in the process of revising the plans, and once we do that, and then we get an estimate from our general contractor, then we will know what our goal is,
Sure.
and then we'll know how close we are. So I hope to be able to tell you that next month.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have, I guess, Cultural Services Division Monthly Report. Kim had put it online for everyone to review, so is anyone speaking to it? Okay, then Christine, come on up. Hello.
Good evening, and it's good to see you all. Thank you for being here. I have a semi-short report here. We have our spring session that has started. It started March 2nd, and it is rolling and got the kids coming in and out, and everybody seems to be enjoying the programs that we're offering. We have had some staff changes. I'm going to skip over that, and I'm going to defer to Morgan on that, so you're going to have to wait a few more minutes to see what those are. Summer hiring, as you know, continues, and we are still looking for people. So again, if you know some young person out there who is looking for a summer job, please send them our way. And I just want to give a shout out to the Recreation Services team, as well as some of you up here. And thank you so much to my team for being at Wacky World. It was amazing. Everybody on my team, and that's 17 plus, actually, we had more than that. We had probably 20 people come out from my team. Everybody worked at least one shift. Some people worked multiple shifts. We even have a part-timer who came out and worked, I don't know how many days, and his wife came with him too. It was really incredible. So thank you to them. Thank you to all of you who came out. It was such a fun time, and I know Morgan's going to talk more about that, so I don't want to steal his thunder on Wacky World. Just a few things that are coming up, just to get on your calendars. Food Truck Alley starts on April 23rd. And look at Tate's like, yes. 5 o'clock, Old Roswell parking lot. Songwriters at Sundown back here on Brook Street Park is going to start on Saturday, April 25th at 7 o'clock. That series kicks off. Taste of Alpharetta, get it on your calendar. May 14th starts at 5 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night. We have over 74 restaurants this year, which is an incredible number. We beat last year's number, so we're very excited about that. Got some great entertainment out there, a lot of extras out there. We hope you all come out. We have a great kids zone as well. So the pool will be opening Saturday, May 23rd. But prior to that, Sharks practices are going to begin. Senior swim, lap swim, water fitness, and water aerobics starts May 11th, as long as the pool is warm enough. All of those, as long as it's warm enough, we don't have a cold snap. So that is the end of my report. Does anybody have any questions?
Going once.
Okay,
Twice. Thank you very much, Christine.
thank you.
All right, so for the next two presentations, I guess it's all online, and we'll skip, and then we'll go to Morgan for the director's report. Or are you doing all three?
I'm doing a little bit of everything today.
There you go. It's all you.
So, so the couple of things that I want to do first, put this over here. Christine mentioned staff changes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into some staff changes that we had. You know, it's funny because I think the first time I've heard Kurt Kirby get a shout out, he wasn't here. So I'll have to call him tomorrow and tell him he got a shout out from the AYBA. But mentioning Kurt, you know, Kurt's been gone for a little while now. For those of you that haven't talked to him, he's come back a couple of times, checked on us. I can check on him about once a week, and he's doing really well. He's finding that there are politics even in a small town, so I'll leave it at that. But he's doing well. But so between the time he left and now, I went through we kind of changed his job a little bit. One thing Kurt told me is that his job was trying to do operations and projects, and he simply said that was almost too much. He said that was too much because what happened is if a project needed him or an operations needed him, the project always won because the project had to keep forward. So he said it would be really good to split those. So I listened to that, and we decided to go with a senior operations manager that is going to be doing just that, the operations, the day-to-day operations, keeping the wheel on the buses moving. And I am happy to say after advertising that job and interviewing, I think 4 or 5 people, that Christine Young is now our new senior operations manager. So I'm obviously looking forward to continuing working with Christine, but in the new role, I think she brings some things to that role that's going to help in the operations side of the house, and we're really excited about that. So I took the part of the old job that was projects and tagged Nate Hand. Nate is a supervisor extraordinaire out at Webb Bridge on the east side of town, and asked him was he up to a promotion to a senior supervisor and taking on the projects, and he said he was. So Nate is now our East District Supervisor as well as our projects supervisor. So he's already jumped in with both feet as Nate does everything and has got it in hand. So you'll probably see from him from time to time that it'll be, I didn't mean to do that, by the way, Cheryl. He'll be here to talk on some of the bigger projects when the time arises. There is one other change I want to announce after announcing the job and going through a series of interviews. Lindsay Pritchett will be our next Recreation Services Manager. So we're excited about that. And she'll be stepping into Christine's role, and we know that she's going to do good things, and we're really excited about that. You also know that, Hillary, thank you. Hillary Liu, who was our special event supervisor, decided that her and her fiance were moving to Spain. So they moved to Spain. She left and moved to Spain. So again, after announcing the job in a series of interviews, Lindsay Macon, I don't know if y'all know Lindsay, she was a special events coordinator. She got promoted to special events supervisor. And she's hit the ground running because Taste of Alpharetta is about about a month away. So, and then Angel Cornista, who was out at Preston Ridge, is coming over and going to be the special events coordinator here with Lindsay. And we're going to be filling the position out at Preston Ridge. So that's all the announcements that I have right now. So that's quite a few at one time, right? But we're excited about that. The whole team is kind of energized with the new positions, and I've told all the new people in their new positions that really what I wanted to bring is fresh eyes, bring fresh eyes to this job and look at it from the new lens and just make things better. And I'm confident that's what's going to happen. So now I'm going to switch over and talk a minute about a couple of things that normally Kim Zane would be talking about. Councilman John Hypes is having a open house, if you will, a forum talk at the Art Center tonight. He asked Kim to be there so she could give an update on the arts for it. So a couple of things that I want to pull up. Let me plug in here. And of course, if you know that if I'm going to be talking about on the cultural arts side of the house, that I'm probably going to be talking about music. So I want to give you another chance to have a nice evening out. We've had 2 of the 3 Matilda music at the Spotlight, Spotlight being our stage at the mall. The last one is April the 25th, and it is called American Roots. And I want to show you pictures from the last one. That was the American Roots. You can see the line in the top left-hand corner. There was a line forming to get in there. It was a full house. You can see the one on the top right. That was a full house. The green room was in use. The middle one shows the 3 performers on the stage. And then the last one I wanted to tell you is about this young guy. He started out when he was 12 years old through our Music Match program. He was a music match in front of, golly, I'm just having the burger place right here, the Beach Burger place, Sharinga. He started out as 12 years old. He is now 18 years old and has moved to Nashville and is a singer-songwriter in Nashville, doing pretty well, and came back and did the show for us. So it was quite a night. I had a good time. I was able to attend, but again, I'm going to invite you to come on April the 25th, but I need to know if you're coming. We'd love to have you and your guests come, be our guests, but I need to know because we anticipate this to be the 3rd sellout of Matilda's at the Spotlight, and we're talking about more coming down the road. And we talked about Music Match, and I just wanted to give you, here's our Music Match program, which is, as far as I know, the only place in the country that is encouraging musicians and local businesses to get together by helping financially fund some of their performances. And you can see this is just in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months of what we've got coming. And it's all over the place. You know, you've got the lady in the middle that's going to be at the Arts Center, and then you got John Oswald, who is just a friend of the department and a friend of the city, playing in June. So these are all free shows at wherever they're at. There's a free show there. So we just want to give you that opportunity to do that. Okay. A couple other things I want to talk about is, and I'm going to try something different tonight. Okay. Yeah, I know. I went out, right, because we talk about projects all the time, and so rather than just talk about projects, I decided I was going to go out and take some pictures. So we're just going to go on a quick tour of the projects. Y'all want to? You can leave if you want to. But we're just going to go on a quick tour of the projects. Let me see if I can turn the phone the right way. So we're going to start out at the community center. This is the Alpharetta Community Center, and you can see from that photo that there's been some changes there. We have moved, and this is what I like about this, we have moved the handicap spots out front. Now, there are legitimately handicap spots now. They meet all of the proper percentages and all like that. And then you can see that the spine, which is going to connect the east gate to the west gate, is going to run right underneath the community center. And so that's that. And then this is that connecting sidewalk that's going to connect the sidewalk from Old Milton to the community center. Because right now, if you were at Zaxby's and you had a fried house salad with honey mustard dressing is what I like. If you were there and you decided after that meal you're going to walk over to the park, you can't get to the community center without walking through mulch or in the street. So we fixed that. So we're going to connect that with that connecting sidewalk right there, so that you can walk from downtown and get to the community center. And then, is that better? So that's the new wide sidewalk, because it's going to be a wide sidewalk that's going to attract to the community center. And that goes all the way up to the corner where Zaxby's is. This is looking back at the community center where that connection is going to be made off of Old Milton. And I have to keep turning to give you the best site, okay? So that's just a meandering kind of sidewalk to there. Now, this is up at the street. So right now I'm taking this picture, and my back is to the intersection. The tree with the circle of friends is right there to the right. And if you look right in the middle, right there, that's the Alpha Loop. That's the Alpha Loop that goes down the street, crosses over Roswell Street, and goes down the new street that they just put in. So, and then the next picture shows the other side of that street, and that's where that connecting sidewalk is. And to the left, where you see the blue sign, that's where the plaza, the gateway entrance with a seating wall and an archway that's going to say Wills Park East Gate is going to be. So it's going to be a gathering space there, we think, as we move along. And this is the Alpha Loop crosswalk. So anywhere in the city where Alpha Loop crosses the street, you're going to see this particular crosswalk to let people know that they're on the Alpha Loop, and to also let the motorists know that something special, something different is going on here. Yeah, the green. Yeah, I'm sorry, the green part. Okay, and so this is a better shot of the new 4 handicap spots, as well as the new entrance into the community center. There used to be a flagpole right there in the middle of the sidewalk. So we're going to get a new flagpole, and it's going to go to the left of the community center in an open area, because the tree was getting blocked by the crepe myrtles. It was interfering with the flag.
Morgan, what's going to happen with the old handicap spots, or the spots that are up front?
It was the old spots to the left and right are going to go away, and they're going to be taken into the curve, and that's where the spine is going to go through, right under the portico.
Yeah. Well, I was there in the winter for basketball. My son played in the mornings, and it got very congested. Are we maxed out there for parking, or is there expansion opportunities?
We're maxed out for parking. We moved 4 spaces, so we gave up 4 spaces for this. But those locations of those was not the ideal location. There was only one that was actually a certified handicap spot where a van could come in. So we made them ADA accessible. Oh, how to undo that? Okay. So the next thing that we're doing is, this is behind the community center. If you've been to the community center during the summer, we use all of our building for programs. What's been happening is that the kids, when they come out, they're coming out on the grass and don't know exactly where to go. So every one of our exits now, we're connecting to a sidewalk. So when you come out of the building, no matter where you come out, you're going to come out to a sidewalk that's going to take you to the next sidewalk where you know where you're going to go. Because when it was raining, if it had just quit raining and the kids would come out, they were just getting mud and tramping mud back into it. So we're really excited about connecting the building to the rest of the park. The Waggy World is under construction. If you've been by there, you will know that. This is the new entrance right there. They haven't finished the fence there, but that's where the old entrance is, and that's where the new entrance is. You can see where we have water in the dog park. We've now put a concrete base there. If you were ever at the old dog park and trying to give your dog water, it was always wet there. So it's going to be a little bit nicer for the dog as well as the owner. That's actually the fountain that's in that box right there that will give the dogs a place to drink. And that's the fence you can see in the back, brand new fence, four post fence that goes all the way around the entire deal. The fence was really in bad shape. It was being propped up by boards. And this is not wood. This is engineered wood. It is, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not wood, right? So I threw this one in for Cheryl. I just want to show you there's 9 trees along the dog park that of our 98 trees, we've probably planted 23 or 24 already. So, and they're all understory trees, and they're the right tree at the right place, and that's really important.
Was there a drainage problem there? Is that why they had all that equipment digging stuff out along?
In the dog park?
Yeah.
Well, there was a drainage problem in the dog park. Well, the problem was it wouldn't drain. It was just holding water. So they've gone in, we put in a whole underground drainage program, where, it's all connected, so that when it rains, just after it rains, the mulch or the grass is going to be dry. So that's going to be probably the biggest thing that most people that go into the dog park is going to notice, is that it's got drainage now. So, and all that dirt that's piled up is basically where we put the drainage underground. Plus the mulch had just built up over the years because it had all ended up down at the bottom of the hill, so they pulled all of that up. So so now we're going to go over to the equestrian center. I wonder why it's not turning. There it is. We're at the equestrian center. We're standing. This is the arena that they tore up. What you're looking at in the far distance is the village park. So you can see where they're cutting into the bank about 4 feet. They're cutting out about 4 feet. Again, they got to put the drainage underneath the new arena, and there's going to be a wall there because we needed that extra space for the additional length of the arena. So this is going to give us our 3rd competition arena at the equestrian facility. That's where Matt's office and the old show office used to be. That came down again to make room for the new arena. That's literally them big.
How many termites went flying out when you put that thing down?
Quite a few. Yeah, it was an old building that they had. It needed to come down. Now, if you look to the left of this photo, that's ring number 3 is to the left of this photo. So this next photo is to the right. This is going to be the seating wall that's going to overlook number 3, which is the same thing we have at number 1, where we just build a wall and then level the space and build a wall because people bring their own chairs nowadays. So we're just building seating walls for people to do that. So that's going to get a rock facade on that and overlook Arena 3. This shows you the drainage. Again, we took out quite a few trees in this area right here, and this is to show you why. Because this handles all of the water from Highway 9 all the way past the Waffle House down to this location. So there's 1, 2, 3 different ponds. There's 3 different detention ponds that hold water, release it to the next one, hold it, release it to the next one, so that when it gets to Creek. What did I say? What did I say, Frank? Oh, fitness, you can still make it. So those are the detention ponds. This is the new entrance that's off of Wills Road that lines up with Wills Lane. What's really great about this is when we get this done, during the horse show, the other entrances to the equestrian part is going to be closed. So somebody can come in, go back to the barns with their horse and their trailer, do what they got to do, and leave without interacting with any of the horses in the horse show. So this is a really important component to make to make it a much safer place. And then that's the other drainage. And then these are the three new pavilions that the foundation, the equestrian, Wills Park Equestrian Foundation built, and they are really nice. If you get a chance, if you want to see how to build a nice pavilion, you should go look at these. They are really well done. So these are the kind of we're going to have around all of our arenas throughout the system, throughout the equestrian system. Now we move out to North Park. We tore down the restroom at North Park in the quad, and this is what's coming back. We're really excited about this. Increasing the women's restroom, girls' restroom by about 175% capacity. And it's just going to be a nice building. And it is coming up. You can see this is the inside of it. We're a couple of months away from this coming. This is the backside of it. And this is the concession stand. So when you walk up, you're going to be walking up to the concession stand, and above it is going to say City of Alpharetta Softball Complex. So it's going to be a really nice building. Now we're going. I'm sorry. This summer the adult leagues simply aren't playing. Yeah, we know the guys that are playing, or most of the guys and the girls that are playing, and they said, well, let's just take the summer off because we don't want to have to use the Porta-John and all like that. So they're just taking the summer off. Now we move back over, and so you would have thought that Wacky World would come right after the Equestrian Center, but I had somewhere I had to be. So I went to where I had to be, and then went back by North Park, and then I came back to Wills. So that's why it's out of order. This is a really good shot of Wacky World now. You can see the gray is the new surface, the base for the surface. Where the brown is, they just haven't put the base in. So depending on where you're at in Wacky World, you have to have more rubber surface in some places than others for fall zones. So if you're over by the zip line, you got to have like 8 inches of that. If you're over by the little slide, you only need 3. So if it looks like it's unlevel, it is, but the surface itself won't be that way. It'll be one smooth surface, but the fall zones are taken care of underneath the dirt. This is another shot. This is a good shot. You can see the new fence that went up. This is the fence is completely around it, one way in, one way out. But again, you can see through this fence. The view shed is much better on that. And then this is the new restroom. There it is. It's the largest restroom we're going to have in our system. Of course, this is the most used restroom in the system. It services all of our baseball program, Wacky World, the Lions Club Pavilion, as well as the people walking in and just enjoying the park. So it's a heavily used one. It's going to have high ceilings. You can see it's really nice cedar posts, but around the top, that's going to be translucent glass. So during the day, there'll be a lot of light coming in. So it's going to feel very open and kind of airy rather than if you were in the old restroom, it was kind of closed and compact a little bit. So we're really excited about the restroom. This is the entrance to Wacky World. We're going to have 2 columns that are going to say Wacky World on them that's being designed by Jackson Healthcare, and they're going to be putting them in. We're really excited about that as well. And you can see the zip line. The zip line is right there. You can see we got the zip line taken off right now. the tire swing in the back, so we're really excited. This is the seating wall around the detention pond, just behind this. To orient you to the left is the restroom. The restroom building is to the left in this picture. So all of this gets planted. Everything brown gets covered with plants. And so that'll be a seating wall because there will be standing water in that more often than not. This is the inside of the restroom. Again, I was talking about how you can see how the ceiling is high, and this is a common one. This will be 5 of the 10. We have 10 women's spots and 10 men's spots. So, and there's divided in 5 and 5. So you walk in one side, there's 5 women here, and then there's 5 women here separated. So again, so you don't feel like you're, a lot of people around. Then we move out to Encore. This is the end of Encore Drive, right beside the parking lot. You come over 400 on Encore. The car wash is to the right. This is going to be the gateway entrance. So you can start seeing, if you look right there, that's going to be the plaza. So they're building up those concretes. They're going to come up to street level, and we're going to have a plaza. And then you go back here, and you see these tall piers. There's going to be an overlook walk that's going to follow that around in a circular area. It's going to bring you right back, but you're going to be able to walk around there, okay? And then if you go, you close this, and you come over here, you see over here, that's the walkway that you can see, and you'll be able to see down in it, so all that's going to be open. But if you see these little piers here, that's going to be how you get down to the Greenway. So that's going to take you from street level down, and you'll eventually end up at what we call the four-way on the Greenway. So we're going to connect Encore Parkway to the Greenway, because what we're going to do next, one of the next big projects is the Alpha Link is going to go from Encore on the other side of 400 all the way to Haynes Bridge. So now we're connecting downtown to the Greenway. This is all going to be a wooden walkway? No, it's not wooden. It's cement. It's the same thing as it's when you walk on the Alpha Loop of that bridge, yeah. Mm-hmm. No wood. No wood. Yes. Well, it'll be the raised boardwalk. We're gonna, when we can, after we get past a certain point, we can go down and have concrete on grade, as they will. Only come up on a couple places where we have to, where we know it's low. So it's not gonna be high the whole way. We're gonna get down as quick as we can. Get back down to grade. Mm-hmm. No, it'll be cement. And then this is just another shot of that same, looking at that. And then throw in a picture for Amanda. Y'all get my photo of the month, right? So a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, right before I sent out the last one, I realized I hadn't done a photo of the month, so I kind of panicked. And I sent out to staff, I need a photo of the month. So I got like 12. But this one I really enjoyed, although I did send the other one from the music, because music always trumps with me, y'all know that. But I got this one from Emily that works out at the farm, and I just love this because it shows people, it shows what Amanda was explaining. But this is our brand new greenhouse that is absolutely full, and all of those little plants are going to live somewhere else when they grow up and get big enough. Amanda's going to send them out of the house and make them stay wherever they're at. So I just love this picture because I think this is kind of gives you that whole circle of life stuff and all like that. I just love this picture. And then the last one, give a shout out to the folks that helped on, we had the rec board meeting that night, and that was a good night. So we appreciate y'all coming out and helping. And I think the only other thing that I wanted to find, and y'all going to have to, you sent me that thing, the bike share thing? Okay, so this is the last thing I'm going to share, is if y'all remember back before the pandemic, we had Zagster bike share, right? You could get on a bike ride for an hour or so, and then after that, you had to pay for it. Then Zagster, during the pandemic, just shut their doors down, closed up. They never called us again. They left the bikes, the stations, everything. We've been struggling to get it started back up, but we now have 5 partners, and we're going to start a bike share back up. It's a group called Tandem. Tandem is the group, if you're familiar with Kennesaw State University, they're at the north, the mall over there, and they have a whole bikeway over there. They have about 12 stations over there. It's the same group that's doing that. So we're going to start with 5 locations. The top left-hand, that's in downtown. The Alpharetta Convention and Visitor Bureau is sponsoring the one that we're going to put in Town Green. So that's number 2. That's Town Green. Number 1 is Avalon. So Avalon's going to sponsor one. Number 3 is at where the Big Sky is, the tunnel bridge going under West Side. There's going to be a station there. That's being sponsored by True North, as well as the one this is where we were talking about. Right here is where the new park is, and it's going in at what we call the North Point Park, and then one at Rock Mill. So the one at Rock Mill is going to be sponsored by Northside Hospital. They give us money each year, so we think it's a good use of the money to do that. So we got Northside Hospital doing one, True North doing 2, Avalon doing one, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau doing one. So we're not using any taxpayers to bring this service back to the public. And you'll be able to, you'll have to enter your credit card to get access to the bike. You'll get 1 free hour based on just if you just register, and then it's $2.50 for each half hour after that. Regular bikes, just regular bikes. There's 5 bikes at each station, so we'll have a total of, we're going to start with a total of 25 bikes. You can pick it up at any of those locations. You can drop it off at any of those locations. You don't have to take it back. So if you wanted to, and you were downtown, you could get a bike, ride it all the way out to the Greenway, and then Uber home. Leave it out there, or vice versa. Now the hope is that other businesses and other entities are going to want part of this program. And if they do, all they got to do is say, I will pay the money to Tandem. They drop the station in, and they just become part of the program. So we have no responsibility for the bike. Tandem takes care of all the maintenance. If you have any issues with your payment, Tandem handles that, and they also make sure that the bikes are in the right place, because every one of these bikes has a little GPS in it, so they'll know where that bike is at all times.
I was curious as to what a sponsorship would cost for something like that.
But the sponsorship is $12,000 a year.
A year?
A year.
Okay.
And each of those groups has signed on for a 3-year commitment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so most of the fees that are generated from that go to that company?
No, all of the fees will come back to us.
Okay.
The company gets that $12,000. That's to plop the bikes in, take care of them on an ongoing basis, and they have people that's in the area. Right. And so so if you ride it for 2 hours and you pay $5, that $5 comes to the city. Oh. And we're gonna put that in a bike account, and then use that money for something in the future pertaining to this program.
And what's the timeline?
We're going to Mayor and Council on May the 13th? 17th? Yeah, May 17th. And then if they approve, which I think they will, because it's a really good program, but if they approve that, then within 10 weeks, the bikes will be on site and ready to use. Tandem basically, it might be shorter than that, but their headquarters are out of, I want to say, somewhere in the Midwest. So they said they will try to wait till they get enough on the bus to make it, on the truck to make it worthwhile. But they guarantee it within 10 weeks, but they think it'll be a good bit sooner. So we're pretty, again, excited about that because we've been asked a lot about when's the bikes coming back because they were being heavily used when the pandemic hit. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. I'll be glad to answer any questions anybody may have.
Chantel.
Are y'all still planning on doing the ribbon cutting for Wacky World on May 16th on that Saturday?
Well, if you
I know it was
remember,
tentative.
if I think I probably gave you that date, and I told you that was simply circled on the calendar.
Right.
So take your pencil and erase that off of the thing. Okay. It's probably going to be closer to the end of the month.
Okay.
So we're working closely with ICANN, the construction company. We really want to get the restroom open at the same time. So because they share entrances, and if we don't have this one completed, then workers are going to be coming in and out of that. We really want to try to get that. And we think Mark with ICANN told me today, he thinks the end of May, that's doable to open that. So we're looking maybe at that Memorial Day weekend or something like that. But again, if anybody's listening, I didn't say we were going to do that. I said we're trying to hit that day. We want to get it open as soon as we can, for sure.
Thank you. Any other questions?
We planting any trees at the horse rink at all? Or
Yes. Oh, absolutely. We are.
So not just pavilions for shade, like they're going to plant?
Oh, no, yeah, we're going to plant, yeah. We moved 9 memorial trees.
I saw that.
And so there's a whole landscape plan, so there's other trees going in, a good number of trees. I don't know off the top of my head where, but yeah, oh, absolutely. And around where those detention ponds are, there's going to be some trees, again, the right tree in the right location. It's not going to take away the integrity of the.
Yeah, no, I know. When we build
Right,
detention
but,
ponds,
yeah.
then we have to do
But, yeah.
special trees. But
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's going to be there's quite a few trees going in there because it's so open now. So, yeah.
yeah.
And we've got that, again, that's one of those questions that would be great for Nate. Nate could tell you what species trees going in there and all like that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah, I have one. I saw ACVB came out with a great video about the World Cup in Alpharetta recently. Are we planning, I don't know if Parks and Rec or the city or anybody, are we planning on doing any kind of events around the World Cup, like watch parties or anything like that?
There is, I have to be careful how I answer this because, you can't use their name in anything until they have sanctioned that. So, again, there is conversation being had about possible watch parties, but licenses have to come into play, and where that's going to happen has to happen, and so that's just happening right now. So I don't have any information to tell you other than it's being considered. Yeah.
Morgan, I'd just like to say thank you to the entire rec department. I don't know how y'all pulled off that Wacky World thing, how organized it was.
Yeah.
But me to you guys, and I'm sure the entire board here, we thank you guys. You guys went above and beyond the call of duty.
Well, I would agree with you, John. I have no idea how we pulled it off.
I figured that was going to be the answer, Morgan.
But I would tell you that when you put a good team together, and that team has a shared vision, that good things happen, and that's exactly what happened at Wacky World. And I don't want to start calling out any names because then I would be remiss, probably miss some. But I'm telling you, our team responded. Everybody on our team responded when they needed to, and it really showed. Because I'm telling you, how that sausage was made, nobody, if you haven't made that sausage, you can't understand it. It was the undertaking. But I'm telling you, we would, I have jokingly said if I knew then what I know now, I don't know what I'd do, but I would tell you, if I knew then what I know now, I'd still do it because we didn't build a playground. We were building community, and we got a playground out of the process. And I'm telling you, it really was worth the effort. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So it was a lot of fun. you got to see a lot of old friends and makes a lot of new friends. So, and the wacky world stories continue, and that's what's really kind of warms your heart when you know those wacky world stories are going to continue for the next 30 or 40 years. Kudos to you guys. Thank you.
Exactly.
I'll make sure
Thank
that
you.
the team, I pass those thanks along to the entire team.
Can I ask one more? What do y'all plan on doing with the bricks that you sold for Wacky World? Where would that?
Oh, we're not doing anything.
You're not doing anything?
Yeah.
That was just for
We're taking the
fun.
money and running, right? No, we are, they're actually in production. And
Are they
so.
gonna make a pathway, or are they gonna make?
Yeah, they're
a
going to be
wall?
right there in the pathway. So the entrance, we've lined up the entrance to Wacky World to the entrance of the restroom. So right in between that is going to be a plaza, and those bricks are going right there in that plaza.
Beautiful.
And I think we sold, what was the number? Four or 500 bricks. So, yeah. Yes, they are. Now, we can't guarantee you now that they're going to, when we open, they're going to be there. But, you know, the good thing about bricks is, you know, 6 months from now, we can pull up a brick and put in the engraved brick. So that's one of the things that we're really working on right now is all the sponsors and the bricks, making sure that, you know, just the bricks themselves to make sure that all the spelling is right, that every name that was on there is right, has been a tall order. Because anything can be replaced, but it can't be replaced. Once they see it's wrong, they always know it was wrong, even when you replace it. So you want to be right the first time. So, yeah, 95% of people in the world are clear. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Any more questions?
All right. Thank you.
Tate?
Oh,
I was just going to ask, what happened to the purple playground at Wills Park? It was closed off a week or so ago. I was just wondering if.
There were one on the far side of that. There's like a slide that there's the double slide. One of those had got a split in it, so we had to close. The easiest thing to do is to close the playground and get that repaired. So that's why it was.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much, Director Rogers.
Thank you.
All right, now it's time for public comment. Does anyone have anything they'd like to come forward and speak about? Once, twice? Great. Board members, anything you guys have anything to report on? All right, that's a no. And then I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Commissioner Rand, and do we have a second? Beach. All right. It has been moved by Board Member Rand and seconded by Board Member Beach that we adjourn this meeting at 6:49 p.m. I'll now call for a vote.
How do you vote? I'm not on there. Can you-
All right, 8-0, done. 9-0, sorry, we're 9 people now. Thanks so much.
Manually. Thank you.